friends, and once again, I am the Mighty Rider. I know normally it's a 2 for Tuesday, but today we're doing a 2 for Thursday. I had promised you this upcoming quick video. Not that this video could be quick, you know me, I'd go off on crazy. But I'd have a quick one follow up for the last one. Hopefully, you saw the nice little update and you enjoyed it and have updated your bear lineup appropriately. We are today going to go into the what's that? War Academy. Yeah, that's right. Before I get into the War Academy, you're going to notice that there's a light here because you can upgrade that along with the rest of your furnace levels, buildings, so to speak, whether it be your actual furnace, your different troops, your embassy, your infirmary, command center, whatnot. It was dummy and did not know that originally, and I was like looking at my building stuff, and usually, we'll go over here right here. Notice I have no building option here because there's nothing left to build, but I discovered that you can upgrade the War Academy because when I thought I was done, I had an upgrade there. If we look at our details, this is where more details. More. Look at these jumps. Half, 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 half. Then holy crap. 3 of 3. What? Research speed jumped huge. Yes, it gets you more power, but you go from 3 to 6 and 6 to 9. That's another key part of why upgrading your furnace levels is so important. So, and also it helps. So, we got War Academy first before we got FC 6 through 8, probably like most people. So we pushed our Helios, and it was a good idea at the time. But in hindsight, I wish that I had the furnace levels first and the Helios and War Academy afterwards, because these here especially are going to boost the speed at which you get the Helios. I bet you didn't know that. So I mean, you're adding 0.5% to go to FC6, but you're adding 3 to 7 and 3% to go on to 8. You know how much faster that is to boost those research speeds? You know, the one that takes 50 days for actual Helios troops? Yeah, take 3% off that, buddy. That's going to be a lot faster. You're not going to, huge chunks off your research time. And that's across the whole board. So that's where it's like, I wish I had done that first so that I could have not taken so long to do my actual Helios. So if you're watching this now, you probably already have some Helios. You're like, what the hell, Mighty? Why didn't you tell me this sooner? Be like, you know what? I'm only doing this because a good friend of mine requested I do this video. Honestly, I wasn't paying attention. Because like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. You keep watching me. And yes, I give you some helpful information. But again, like most things, I'm going to give you all the information I know, and then what you do with that information is totally on you. Is it going to make you better? I think it will. Is it going to make you, super tier Golden Globe? No, that's going to cost you thousands of dollars. As much as I would love to have a Golden Globe, I think I did math, and it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'd rather have a nicer house. Maybe if I won the lottery, and then to be like, I want some millions, then I'd consider going for better globes with some serious cash. But even then, it's like, I don't know. It's like, how much is my disposable income? I don't know. I'd rather travel the world or something like that. Probably get more off on that. Oh, travel the world, Whiteout survival. I did that. But let's go actually into the War Academy. I've already showed you the levels. Obviously, we have our 8 here, which, again, heavily recommend that. If you have the FCs, do that first. I know you want to have the Helios, but getting the FCs will speed up getting to the Helios. In the end, you will save lots of time and lots of speed ups, because everyone knows that to get to the different levels, it costs you a ton. Now, because I already have everything maxed, it's not going to show you everything. So, unfortunately, I can't show you what I did. But it's going to come down to different things. One, you have commissions. So, yes, there's daily things. I'm not buying these bonuses, the $10, which you could do each week. I did it first because I really wanted Helios, and I was in a desperate race to have Helios. So I'm not gonna lie, I did it. I haven't done it since. I just get my little intel missions and whatnot, and I made sure I load everything else. Eventually I'll get to that, and I'm packing them up. Gathering a little extra thing here. Steel is huge. Not gonna lie, when I first did the Helios, I ran out of steel all the time. That's just where you need to make sure you're banking on. Find it wherever you can. I know mostly you're getting it from your exploration, your dailies. We'll go back. Good. When I say exploration dailies, here, let's claim. Hey, look, there's steel. But again, even that's not a lot. But you want to make sure you're staying on top of this, and you're not letting it max out and not collect any more rewards. Because yes, it does max out. In case you did not know that, and also when it max out, it's not collecting more rewards. In case you did not know that, because obviously you're getting steel, you're getting experience, which is always helpful. Even once you've maxed out the main heroes you use, you want to keep getting experience because you want to eventually max everybody if you need to jump back to somebody or because there's only a certain amount of slots in your drill camp. And also that's going to up your overall hero power. Obviously, you're also picking up a little cheap gear here. You're not going to use this unless you're just starting the game. Sorry, not meaning to rain on your parade, but once you start the game, you'll use some of this, then never touch it again. This is going to get passed along and used as fodder. This is worth 60, this is worth 30, this is worth 10 when you're trading it to upgrade your hero gear, which we've talked about before. We're going to go back to the War Academy here. Back to research. I already showed you the details. Where you start is up to you. I showed you the commissions. Redeem is very big. You'll see I still am redeeming my steel when I do this because, I don't know, I just have a feeling like, I don't know, we have T11 troops. I'm sure you already know this. There's probably a T12 out there, and I just don't know about it yet because I haven't done a ton of research forward because I usually go a couple steps forward. But I just have a feeling T12 will come up, and then I'll need these shards again. And Shiza for the shards. Yeah, one German there. One of my favorite things I've ever learned, and I learned it from watching Run Lola Run, which is an awesome movie you haven't seen yet. Go check it out. Franco Potente. Yeah, you could also trade in your actual fire crystals for extra more. Look, see, you read the 200. Here, I think it was 20 you could do, so you get 20 of these. Here, we get 13 for each one set up. I'll just check those real quick. See, every 10 gets to be 13. I have 21,000 right now. I'm just banking that because I'm saving up for FC9. I'm sorry. FC9 and FC10. Right now, I have 7,900 charges. That's just for me collected randomly, not going crazy. Hoping that when T12 troops do launch, it's not going to be as crazy as it was doing these Helios troops. If it is, there may be tears. Where you start is depending on A, who you are, B, where your alliance is at, and C, no, there's no C. C parts A and B. So you know me by now, so I, of course, want to boost my bear and kick the crap and watch my bear scores go crazy. So where did I start? I started Helios. Did I get yelled at when I did? I certainly did. Did I care? No. No, I did not. Because I wanted super damage. And again, you have to do each tier to get. So here, you got your Flame Squad. This is your troop deployment capacity. Max that, of course. Look, see each level. There was 5 levels. Extra troops, 200, 400, 600. That's pretty nice. Very helpful. Always troop deployment. Then over here, we had marksman lethality. Here, percentages. Look at that. Level 8, 25% extra marksman lethality. So obviously, what order I did them was like this order, pretty much. Because over here, we had marksman health. What do we not care about? Marksman health. At least not at first. You'll eventually have to do it because you need to do these 3 to get up to the next levels. But in order, I did the Flame Squad first. Go away. Then I did the Crystal Vision. Then I did the Flame Legion, which got me the better rally capacities. And then finally did defense. Those 3 being done, I go on the next 2. No, you can't do Helios Marksman yet because they make you do everything. Bums. And of course, when you are leveling up, these have to be to certain levels before you go on to the next one, which I learned thinking like when I just wanted to speed rush the offense. Over here, this side's more the offensive category because over here is your attack, and of course over here is your defense. Well, check it out. Look, 40% on level 12. Crazy. And even better, attack. 40% level 12. We love it. And then finally, once you get all those maxed, which took a lot of resources, and that's shards, that's, again, I can't show you right now. It's talking about coal, your wood, your meat, your iron, all that stuff. And of course, lots of steel. Lots of steel. Holy crap. And finally you get, I got the Helios Marksman. Woo! One, it gives you 8 million power right off the bat. I was like, holy crap. That's a huge jump. I mean, you're always like a couple 100,000 maybe you're jumping, even like we have a lot of troops. You know, right now every troop training I do is like 193,000, and that's times 3, which is nice. But this got you 8 million. But here's the rub. Once you get Helios Marksman, which takes about 50 days to research on normal levels, it took me 50 days when I originally did it. If I had the FC8 on this and it was 9% instead of 2.5%, would it have been significantly faster? Yes. Which is why I recommend it. And then once you do that 50 days, your troops, which are awesome, I'm sure, at your T10s, they don't automatically upgrade. They don't tell you that ahead of time. Or at least nobody told me that ahead of time. Who was pissed? This guy. Really pissed. And so you have to promote everybody. And I mean everybody. And when you have... Yeah. When you have that many troops, it's a lot of promoting. Because can you promote all at once? No. I think when I was doing it, I was able to promote 3,000 or 4,000 at a time. It might have been more. Don't hold me to that. Like I said, this is a while ago. I did it when it first came out for for my state, which was months and months ago. But here's where the rub is. You want to incorporate it into, you know, hopefully again you're a saving state, or at least you're smart about it. I know it's really tempting to just go crazy and promote them all, but one thing you want to do is once you've researching this, so we're going to incorporate this like it's SVS. So day 2 is usually your research. So you're going to hopefully saved up. You got 50 days. We'll call it 50 for right now. It's a nice round number of speed ups worth. Everybody's, you know, got their help to help on. They're online. You know, when they start knocking down the time on everything, and you finally research the Helios Marksman, and then you're ready to go speeding up through there. And I know it's really tempting to promote them after, as soon as you're done speeding through that 50 days. Don't. This is where you have so many troops and so many troops that need to be promoted. Continue with your research. And I know you're like, Mighty, what are you talking about? Hello, right here. Helios Marksman training. Reduce cost 50%. Troop deployment capacity 1,000. Look at this. Keep going. Work on this first. Healing's important too. So is first aid. And yeah, probably should have read it as I just clicked on it. But here, Marksman defense is big. Healing time reduction is huge because the Helios Marksman and all the rest of the Helios troops take a long time to heal. So this right here reduces that amount of time. This reduces the amount of resources it takes. Plus, this one boosts your attack. Which one do you think I did first? Attack. So, actually, I did training first. Because I actually, even though I did get this, and I wanted to promote my troops right away, I was actually smart about it. Mostly. Again, like I've said most times, it's do as I say, not as I do. But it depends on where you are. So I know I'm talking about markers because this is what I did first, but if you're in a defensive alliance and your leader is like, we do defense, we are Garrison Patrol, we are the saviors of the state, then you want to do the infantry first. Still have the same names. Still the same orders. You're going to do them all. Same thing. Obviously, the only difference is infantry attack don't mean squadouche. So we're going to go over to defense first. So it's the opposite way. So because it's defense, we work this way first. Health, very nice. Defense, very nice. Rally capacity, huge when you're doing a garrison. Then we got infantry. Then we did the training to speed that up. Then first aid because it boosted defense and healing time reduction. We finalized, the last thing we ever did was over here. when we did infantry. And again, this depends on what you're doing next. As always, lancers were last, and it was the same thing. But we'll go back to the Helios marksman just because it's so pretty. It's so nice to attack people and hurt them. I'm sorry, not literally. I meant in the game. Please don't take this as a endorsement of hurting people. Yeah. Disclaimer. I know it's not actually there, but if I knew how to put one there, I would totally put a disclaimer there. The Mighty Rider does not endorse violence of any kind in the real world. But going back to this. So once you get your marksman, research. Great. Hopefully you had more than 50 days saved up because then you go crazy on this. The other thing is also remember, it's still costing you shards, so many shards and so much steel. So plan accordingly. Plan to go day 2 research and go crazy with here and then here. As much as you can. Obviously, this is the first and foremost. Because you can't, if you finish this, you can't do the rest of these. So you're going to do this first. Then you're going to do the training as much as possible. Preferably max it out. If you don't max it out, I know it's too hard to wait till next SVS. It's just so long. Maybe you wait till KOI, King of Icefield. But that's up to you. Like I said, I'm going to give you all the tools. What you do with those tools, up to you. So like I said, then you're going to do the promotions when? On training day. Because now you have all your troops that need to be promoted. And what did you do? You got the deployment capacity is up. That's just for when you're fighting in Garrison. But your training cost reduction is 50%. So your doesn't cost as much. Because one thing you're doing is when you're speed promoting, and we'll go back to training real quick, which I have here. But trade. Yeah, we know what I am. Obviously, so all my people were here, which I'm not going to do. And then, of course, you got a little promotion button right here. And it tells you how much it costs. Yeah, there's nothing in there, so I can't do it. Details. No, whatever. So how much it costs to go to here? You have 50% reduction by doing that one training. And look, I have 1.7 million infantry. I didn't have that many when I first got Helios, but I had like 1 million, I think. Pretty close to it, if not. Somewhere between 900 and 1.1. I'll go with that number. Sounds right. Yeah, it was a long time ago. But that's a lot. And that's just here. And again, I was pretty much the same across the board. So think of how many points you're getting for your SVS by promoting all those at the same time. If you do them night 2, the same night you got the Helios, just wait the 2 more days. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, SVS training night 4 is when you're going to get the time to promote everything, the extra points for going from T10 to T11 or from T10 to Helios, whatever you want to call it. Same difference. That's where it's going to be key because it's helping yourself because you're getting more points that way. So you have a good chance so when you're doing this, obviously if you plan it out properly, you're going to get a ton of points on day 2 for your research. 50 days speed up is huge. Plus all the shards you're using. That's big time too. Those are worth points. And then you get day 4 and you're promoting. I'm going to call it my whole number, 1 million troops. You're promoting 1 million troops. That's a ton of promotions too. And of course, once you're done promoting them, obviously you didn't finish the other Helios troops, so you can start training them. You can speed through. Again, all depends on how you've banked your speed ups. But remember, it was research speed ups. Now we're getting to troop speed ups. So hopefully you had enough to speed through. And I did huge groups. I used the right here, growth, training capacity. Bump that. Spend the 3,000 gems. Totally worth it, because I think that's what bumped me from like 4,000 to like 6,000 capacity. And then I was doing like the old, I'm not gonna do it here, but speed up the quick use. It's gonna ask me if I want to do it. I'm not going to. And that's what I did. And I was just blazing through it. And eventually, when you keep doing that, like I said, you're gonna run out of resources. It's gonna ask you, do you want to replenish your resources? At this time, at this stage of the game for yourself, you should have a ton of resources. So you're not gonna run out. But the fact that they cost 50% less because of the, what do we say? Training. It quickens everything. It speeds up your process. You're not going to run out of time because hopefully also when you're doing this, I backtrack a little bit from back to our SVS video, that you signed up whether it be via your spreadsheet or just random sign up for your title to get better training speeds. The ministry is what I'm talking about when I say title. Bing. Where are you? Castle Battle. Appointment details. Education. Training speed. That's what you want. Training capacity. More. So you want to sign up for that when you're doing your troops. You know, obviously. So day 2, you had VP. You got your research speed. Day 4, you got your training speed. So that's how you want to do it. Whether you do it for KOI, SVS, I'd hope at this point, you're in a saving state and you're saving for SVS. I know it's so tempting to go ahead of time. Like I said, can't make that decision for you. But that's what you want to do. You want to sign up for that because every reduction of resource helps with your speed going through this faster, because you're going to get the same amount of points regardless. But if you don't have to use as many speed ups, if you don't have to use as many resources, that's just all the better for you. So like I said, marksman, you're going to want to start over here, your flame squad, crystal vision, flame legion, crystal armor, crystal arrow, crystal protection, finally Helios, Helios marksman, Helios healing, Helios first aid. That's your order right there. Abide by that order. Because the bonuses for attack, for lethality, attack again, your rally capacities, your actual Helios marksman. Then you're going to go to the training. Like I said, remember, training, then healing. You want to train, again, day 2 of SVS. Wait. I know it's so hard, but please wait. It's just going to benefit both yourself. It's going to benefit the Alliance because it'll up their ranking too, because they'll get actually the points for it. Because if you do all the training and then all promoting on day 2, you're going to get credit for the speed ups for the promotions, but you won't get credit for the actual points for promotion, which is huge because you have a lot more that you'll want to use. And then finally, like I said, first aid. And then that's it for Helios Marksman. And then, again, it's just the opposite with infantry. Again, we're talking about Flame Squad. We got Flame Shield. Oops, I went too far. Flame Legion. Flame Strike. Flame Protection. Flame Tomahawk. Helios Infantry. Same thing. Training. Opposite. First aid. Then healing. Your final one, of course, is Lancers. And again, just because Lancers are, they're your support team, whether it be for attack or for Garrison. For me, they're probably more important for Garrison. So because of that, I did defense first. So again, Flame Squad. Oops, wrong way. It turned. Flame. You got the health. Then you get your lethality. Then you got your rally squad. Then you got your defense. Then you got your attack. Then you got your Helios Lancers. And then what do you got again? Training. First aid for defense. And then, of course, you got your Helios healing. If you want to do other directions, like if you use your Lancers a lot more for attacking, then have at it. Do the opposite way. I recommend, just because I use more for Garrison, because you get that 70-30. What's that 30? That's Lancers. You do 60-40. What's that 40? It's Lancers. So this was our little tutorial. Hopefully it helped you out with your academy research. Check over here. All these boosts. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that. Fire crystal power, 54 million power. Thank you. 60% more infantry attack, 60% more defense, 25 lethality, 25 health. It's the same thing across the board. Look at this. Reductions. Look at all these bonuses. Extra. I get 6,000 extra capacity there. I get 100,000 extra capacity there. It's all helpful. Everything across the board. But again, you need to plan accordingly. You know, are you in a all for myself and I want to boost my attack and look awesome and bear and be a Helios marksman? That's what I did. Are you a team player and going to help your team so that you can garrison, whether it be a turret or the castle? Oh, hello, infantry. I know it's such a tough choice, but try to be a team player. I'm not going to lie. It's tough. I know most people do Helios Marksman first, and like I said, I did it first. It's just so exciting to see those scores shoot up once you finally get them. When I jumped, it was like, what? It was, there we go. Referring back to the previous video, it's like when I had Bradley in my front line. It was like that, making it up. It more than doubled my previous highs when it came to stuff like that. It was awesome. But that's pretty much it for the War Academy. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. We, of course, say like and subscribe. And today, with our second video, we do have our little guys. Puppy, come here. Come here. He was sleepy. Oh! Oh, I'm sorry, puppy. But they'd like to see you. Look at kisses? No? Oh, yeah, kisses. All right. And once again, this has been the Mighty Rider saying, thanks for coming to learn. Hopefully you got better. And of course, we learn and we get better together. Always by your side. No tangents today? Nope. No 900 goodbyes. Oh, there's a kiss. Good boy. Who's that? Who's that? That's the audience. I don't know how many are there. There might only be 2 people. But you know what? They're cool. Yes, you are. So please, once again, like and subscribe. I am once again the Mighty Rider. This is his favorite pup. This is the Mighty Rider. And we will say good luck and goodbye.